Do you ever feel like you just aren't sure which way to grow in life? Should you buckle down and push your limits, hustle and grind? Or should you flow with wherever the universe takes you? Should you purposefully seek out relationships and building bonds? Or should you focus your energy inward and connecting with yourself? The problem is, all of the possibilities sound like the right thing to do. So the question is, what should you focus on? How do you narrow it down from all of the possibilities? Well, that is one thing that astrology is fantastic at helping you with. And there are a few points in particular that can hold up a torch for you when you feel kind of lost. In this video, we are talking about one of those points, the North Node. We're going to talk about what the North Node represents, how to read it, and how it can be used as a tool to help shove you in the right direction. I'm Peggy from The Happy Mystic, and if you're interested in learning to understand yourself more so that you have more love to spread into the world, then you're in the right place. So grab some tea and let's go. So its full given name is the North Node of the Moon, the North Node for short. And its symbol looks like this. And what it represents in the type of astrology I study, which is evolutionary astrology, it may ask you to expand your concept of life a little bit, because the nodes of the moon symbolize your soul's overall path outside the bounds of this lifetime, behind it and beyond it. Yes, we are talking about past lives and future lives. But from an evolutionary astrology standpoint, this is just one continuation of growth and evolution for your one soul. So we have the South Node and we have the North Node. What's the difference? Well, the South Node represents the past and the North Node represents the future. And when we're talking about the past, we're really talking about patterns of feelings and emotions, behaviors that your soul has lived out again and again and again until it becomes like a habit. It may come out differently each time, but the themes and emotions like power seeking, victimization, spiritual disconnectedness, dogmatism, or violence, these themes repeat. Whether your soul was the perpetrator of these things or the perpetratee, the themes and emotions stick. So what is a soul to do? How can we ever break free from these patterns that follow us through time? Enter the North Node. Think of the North Node as the light at the end of the tunnel for your soul's more unfortunate habits. If your soul was a plant, the North Node is the window that your plant is trying to grow toward. And this may not all happen in one lifetime. This is the overall plan, however long it takes. Purposefully attempt to embody your North Node, and you're giving your soul a growth boost, peace, maybe even enlightenment. So how do you read your North Node? First, look to the node's house. These are the territories of life that your North Node is pointing to. That will play a huge role in the growth of your being. Maybe begin to place these parts of life in a higher priority. Next, look to its sign. This is the style that your North Node would like for you to embody to counteract those familiar patterns that your soul keeps finding itself in. Of course, try to only embody the positive parts of that sign. So if this is Aries, we're talking about courage, not aggression. Then there are more layers that you can add. What planet rules the sign that your North Node sits in? The details of the position of this planet can be kind of melded in with your North Node, giving your soul's path more complexity and detail. Here's an example. In this chart, we find the North Node in the 4th house in Taurus. So this person's soul needs to grow toward the direction of home and family, taking care of both its own needs and the needs of others. And how does the North Node want this person to go about doing that? Well, that is in a Taurian way. So in a peaceful, relationship-focused, solid, and stable nature. And which planet rules Taurus? That's Venus. And we find Venus in the 8th house. So while this person needs to prioritize home and family, they also need to think about making themselves vulnerable in intimacy, dragging out their emotional baggage to deal with. So I would say for this person, creating harmonious, solid, stable relationships, both intimately and within the family unit, would be a huge priority that the North Node is pointing toward. And I created this chart using my favorite astrology software, SolarFire. And if you're interested in learning more about SolarFire, including how you can get a 15% discount and our exclusive bonuses, check the link in the description. One caveat with the North Node is that none of this may feel very natural for you. Remember, your soul has been living out these North Node patterns for lifetimes. Those feelings and behaviors are instinctive. So your North Node business may feel uncomfortable and even a bit foreign for you. It may be something that you need to deliberately work at and keep at the front of your mind, not casually in the back. Move toward your North Node and you're moving closer to your soul's purpose. And if you want to learn about more areas in your chart that can help point you to your purpose, this is the video for you. So go spread some love in the world and take care.